I've just washed my hair and I haven't combed it, hence this thingy. It is raining outside in the middle of June while it is pouring hot. And it's already June, so obviously I'm freaking out. And that is particularly why I'm filming this video. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Catarina and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be filming the mid-year book freakout tag because, first of all, everyone is doing it and is the thing to do in June when you don't have video ideas and you are freaking out about stuff. Second, because I am freaking out about a lot of stuff and I needed to vent. And third, because there are some books that I want to talk about and I thought it would be funny to just do this tag late because June is almost over by the time that you will be seeing this tag and just posting it and have fun with you guys. So if any of you guys want to answer any of these questions down below in the comments, I would love to know which of the questions you are answering and what books do you think applies, just to know how it was your reading year going, in a way. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the tag. So question number 1 is best book you've read so far. And that has got to be Strange a Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I am in love with this book, and kind of a spoiler for one of my December videos, this will probably be one of my favorite books of the year. I still don't know what's going to be in the competition between this one and Muse of Nightmares, which one is going to win, but this one was so good. And I know that you can see the cover very well. I'm just gonna do this because the lighting is terrible today, so yeah, I'm not lying, it is Strange a Dreamer. Question number 2 is best sequel you've read so far. And that has got to be The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien because, oh my god, did I love The Two Towers. It was, I think, my favorite Lord of the Rings books. I loved it, and it is definitely one of the best sequels that I've ever read, ever. Number 3 is new release you haven't read yet, but you want to. So if we are counting new releases from the year 2000... If we're counting new releases from the year 2017 to the year 2018, I would have to say The Lost Boy by Christina Henry. I really want to read this. This is a Peter Pan retelling that came out in July 2017, so almost a year ago, and I haven't read it and I really want to read it. It is fairly small for what I was expecting, and yeah, I know that I will probably love this. And there's a page in here that is bent and it's getting on my nerves. Oh, why? Look, this is a new book. Who the hell did this to my book? I'm pissed off. Rant over. So I really want to read this book because I know that I'll probably enjoy it. Peter Pan is one of my favorite classics ever, and I love when people like to show Peter as a villain instead of the main character, the goody two-shoes hero, because I think he has a lot of potential as a villain. So I haven't read this, but I really want to, and let's just pretend that this is a new release, okay? Question number 4 is most anticipated release of the second half of the year, and I have several, so I'm just gonna go and shoot them right up. So one of them obviously is Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, which is the sequel and end of the duology that started with Strange a Dreamer. I want to read that so badly because Strange a Dreamer, I loved it, so I really want to read Muse of Nightmares. Another one would be, how is it called? Vengeful by V.H. Schwab, I believe. I haven't read Vicious yet, but I'm going to read it in August. Spoilers for my August reading. And I am really hoping and expecting already that I'm going to love it. So I really am anxious to read Vengeful when it comes out. Also City of Ghosts by V.H. Schwab because it sounds amazing and it's a middle grade and it's about ghosts and it's really cool. And to finish it off for now, I am really excited for The Poppy War. That already came out, but I'm really excited about that shit and I haven't read it yet. And I'm also really excited for one of Christina Henry's new releases that I talked about, which is His Mermaid, and it's kind of a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but gory and way more explicit than normal retellings would be. Question number 5 is your biggest disappointment. And for this one, I would have to say The Paper Magician by Charlie N. Holmberg. This premise was amazing, the characters were pretty cool, and I was hoping for more for this book. So obviously, I didn't hate him. I don't normally rate my books, but if I'd had to rate it, I would go with a 3.5 maybe. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be, and so it was kind of a disappointment. Question number 6 is your biggest surprise. And for that, I would have to go with Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs, which is the 3rd book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Wow, is this a mouthful. So basically, I didn't really enjoy like the first one. I enjoyed it, but I was expecting more, a little bit more disturbing, more scary, and I didn't got that. But in the second one, I really enjoyed it, and I really wanted to know where this was going. And although the ending of this book, the last chapter or so, was like, are you seriously destroying everything good you did with this entire series? I am so pissed off. But the rest of the book was really great, and I wasn't expecting such a great ending, so dark and so twisted, and it was really enjoyable. The last chapter we will forget that it exists, okay, because let's just do it. Question number 7 is your favorite new author. And for that, I'm just gonna go with Tolkien, because I have never read The Lord of the Rings until this year, and obviously he's one of my favorite writers now. He's just amazing, and everything that he writes is awesome, except by that little bit in the end of The Return of the King, where, spoilers for The Return of the King, by the way, where Saruman suddenly rules the Shire, because that shit was really strange, and it cut me entirely off of the entire epicness of the entire journey. But then the rest was agreeable, and I really enjoy all of the books except for that little piece of thingy that I didn't know what happened in there, and nobody knows, so let's just pretend it didn't happen. Question number 8 is newest fictional crush. And for this one, I'm going to have to say Laszlo Strange from Strange the Dreamer. I have a crush on him that is so freaking big. I love Laszlo Strange. He is what I want every freaking male protagonist of a YA novel to be like, and they never are. And it fits so well with Laini Taylor's writing and all of the world, and I was so freaking happy about it. Question number 9 is newest favorite character, and I would have to go with some obvious choices. So I would have to say Laszlo Strange from Strange the Dreamer. Obviously, I would have to say Sam from The Lord of the Rings. And I am also going to say Tessa Gray from the Infernal Devices series, because I am really enjoying her. She's a cool girl, filled with power. She doesn't let anyone step on her, and she's just so freaking amazing. I really love her, and she's a bookworm, just like all of us, so that's pretty cool. Question number 10 is a book that made you cry. And all of you guys that have seen my vlogs on the Owls Readathon know that I sobbed like a baby when I read Strange the Dreamer. So I'm not even going to bother to go pick up the book and show to you again, because you already know I love that book, and I cried as a baby reading that book. Also reading The Fellowship of the Ring and The Two Towers, I cried so much. The only one that I didn't cry with was The Return of the King. I don't know why, but I didn't. Question 11 is a book that made you happy. Again, I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings, because although I cried like a little bitch, I loved those books, and The Return of the King made me so happy that everything got sort of solved in a way, and I just really love them. And this is kind of a spoiler for all of my favorite books by the end of the year, because I can't shut up about the same books. I have to change this up a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. Question number 12, favorite book to movie adaptation you saw this year. So I have to preface that I haven't seen a lot of new book to movie adaptations, so I'm going to go with old one. So I recently, well, like in May, I did kind of a Harry Potter marathon. So I'm going to say Harry Potter, obviously, although I've already seen those movies and read those books 1,000 times each. And I'm also going to say The Lord of the Rings, because by the time I was reading the books, each time that I finished one book, I would watch the movie. And so obviously I love Lord of the Rings adaptations. If you don't, why, bro? Like, why? They are different, but they are so good. Question number 13 is favorite video that you filmed. And sincerely, I have no response for this, because I really enjoy my content, although I know that it's not the best in the world. Like, I watch other book tours, so I know that I don't do the best things in the world, but I like my content, so yeah. And I like when I do some sort of discussion-y thoughts videos. I think that the video that I made just sharing my thoughts about Strange the Dreamer for me was pretty cool. I love that video because I love that book and I really want to talk about it. So it was a pretty cool video to do, and I have never done like reviews with spoilers on it. I tried it to be kind of spoiler free, but some spoilers were there. So that review was cool, and if I remember, I'm going to leave it linked down below for you guys to go watch if you haven't yet. Question 14 is the most beautiful book you got so far in the year. And I would have to go with a manga series, and that is Happiness, because look at this. Look how beautiful this is. It's gorgeous. All of the art inside of the book is gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I'm in love. And finally, question number 15 is what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Oh boy. So I'm not going to show them all because it will be fairly difficult to just change it up, but I'm gonna say I have to read that manga collection that is right there, which is A Silent Voice, that I love. It's only 7 volumes and I really want to read it before the end of the year. Also before the end of the year, what? The end of the read? The end of the read. Oh lord. Also before the end of the year, I want to have read Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor because I can't wait for that. I also want to read Vicious by V. Schwab, which everyone has read, and I haven't, and I really want to read before Vengeful came out. And I am currently reading all of the Shadowhunters Chronicles, so I want to at least finish Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices by the end of the year, which I do believe that I will be able to, because there's only 4 books left in all of those collections that I have to read, although they are the biggest ones, so we will see how that comes out. I don't know if I want to read by the end of the year the Dark Artifices series or trilogy, whatever, because firstly, the 3rd book only comes out in the end of the year, in December, I believe. And second of all, I don't have the other 2, and I don't know if I will want to buy them or not, so I don't know, but at least Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, yes. And I want to read more books by Stephen King by the end of the year. So probably Revival that I have here, which is a book by Stephen King. And also maybe, I don't know if I'm going to read It this year or if I'm going to wait for the next year because the second party, I'm on fire today. Because the second part of the It movie, the modern movie, comes out, and I was thinking about doing like a book review plus a film review with the 2 parts, so watching the first part at home and then watching the second part in the cinema and comparing it with the book. So I don't know if I'm going to read it this year, but maybe I can read it this year and then read it again the next one, but it's such a big book, like I don't know, I have to think about that. Also A Darker Shade of Magic, because I haven't read that yet, although I only have the first one, and I don't know if I want to read the first one and then wait, because I have the first one in Portuguese and I don't know if I want to wait for the next 2 to be translated. This is getting fairly weird. So yeah guys, those are all the books that I'm freaking out about and other unpleasantries. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe. And if you want, tell me something down below that responds to these questions if you want. And yeah guys, that's all for today and happy readings to you all. Bye!